Tonight I hunt with the pride. You can't take my pride away. I can sing with the birds and the trees in the morning, or roll like the storms way over the ocean. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. Even on the days when I'm late as ever, my timing is right. Even in the darkest moments, they close, I'm that shine of the light. I can make an earthquake nervous, I can make the sun wear a visor. I can make a wise owl see me as a daily advisor. I'm that cool shade, peaceful night that's still my breath is a storm, I bet. I can make the thunder clap when I perform.
It's week 2 of the 2023 season. And coming up, we'll see David Njoku. He had a standout game 1 week ago with 3 touchdown catches. It's the Browns and the Hawks under the lights on Monday night.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle, and we just heard it, and that means it's time for football at Lumen Field. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Leading him out is their quarterback, the former 12th overall pick. Some refer to him as the natural, Deshaun Watson.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in Week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
With the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Faking the give. Now Watson. That's caught by the tight end, Harrison Bryant. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's good for 28 yards.
Good job there getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back to back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Watson off play action. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit. I think you can easily follow the thinking there. The pressure on the last play, that got to him, so they decided, let's get him out of there, bootleg him out to the right. Unable to complete the pass downfield, but the thought process, spot on.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
Here we go on fourth. Watson. Got a man here. It's Bryant. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Irv Smith Jr., his first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Now Geno on first down. Open man. And right away he lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
A give running right is Chubb. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And again, it's Chubb. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols. They'll try the air now with Watson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. Touchdown, Browns. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Browns are off to a 13-0 first-quarter lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Smith's throw into the hands of Fant. 7 yards there and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Smith's throw pulled in by Renfro. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now Gino. Rush coming, and he's taken down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, the next-gen stats going to show that sack carried out in just 2.5 seconds from beginning to end. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Well, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Watson. Forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Davion Taylor from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Throwing now is Geno. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, and they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. They begin this drive with Chubb. And there to make the tackle, Jonathan Abram.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
And some room to work. Pushes past him. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. To throw is Watson. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Browns have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has... where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
From the 22, Smith. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Sione Takitaki. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Alert! On third down, here's Walker. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Rolling to his right. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Browns are able to add on to their first half lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
York now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. first down. Smith. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
Okay, ready.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Smith, Renfro bringing it in over the middle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He's got a man open, and it's out. He put it on the carpet. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball secure.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is...
So that challenge, a successful one.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Smith. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And this is picked up by the Browns. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. They'll try for the first with 1. And oh, he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
67 yards rushing now for Chubb, and a first down as well.
First down, Cleveland.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Williams is in. Touchdown, Cleveland. The York on now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Sione Takitaki able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Under pressure, they got him again.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Watson's throw pulled in by Schwartz.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From the red zone now, Watson. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Cade York on now for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 1st down, it's Smith. It'll buy some time right. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
On 1st and 10, Smith. He hits his target, Lockett. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Zerline connects on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they put in a lot of backups to do it, and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go into the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner, 100 yards or more in a game.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Watson off play action. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. The Browns send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Nifty move. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Well, we all know this quarterback had to spend plenty of time studying prior to the game, but he has to be tired of seeing these guys, especially him. 3rd time now he's brought this quarterback down. Whole defense has had a great game, but 3 sacks, not hard to find.
Gets by him and out a little daylight. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Here's Smith. He targets Ingram for another grab. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. On 2nd and inches, Smith. And Walker with it over the middle. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 20-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Off of play action. Here's Smith. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come under pressure, and they got to him again. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Play action. It's Smith. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good, off to the right, and they will remain well behind.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. We're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. 23 yards, the final tally. Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by York is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for Cleveland, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they will head home next week.
Yeah. So that style not for you, but it's for me.
Greenfield's finest. Boss.